welcome to Tuesdays with Gotham.
No,
Live with Gotham?
live with Gotham
Live with
Pulse.
Gotham. I was
One of these
almost there.
days, you're going to get the name right.
Well, after so many years of
I know.
being, it takes me a while to, re-kajigger. Anyway, welcome. I am Andrea, and
I'm
Yvette
Yvette.
is also here. And today we're going to talk to you about Stash Society, which is one of my favorite things. I'm going to show you some of the some bundles of stashes, but the big news for today is that we are now offering previous Stash Society bundles for sale to everyone. So if we had enough left over, that is, there's several that we can't offer because we've sold out of one or more of the fabrics in the bundle. But for the ones we do that we are able to still sell, we're opening those up to everyone now. So if you've ever seen the social media or the posts about, the space bundles from Stash Society, and you're like, oh, those look really cool. I wish I had those. Now you can. So I'm going to show you a couple of them. I'm going to start with my recent fave. I don't know. My favorites change all the time, but this is my most the latest favorite, which was the October bundle, which the theme was dragon fruit, which I've never actually eaten a dragon fruit, but
You want me to show the picture?
Yes, please.
Okay. So,
and for those of you that aren't familiar with Stash Society, where I come up with themes for every month. So every month you get a picture to give you an idea of what you're going to get. And then you have a choice of prints or solids or both. So there you can see the October, the dragon fruit down at the bottom. So a lot of super saturated bright pink, some green. That's, the colors shown in the picture are generally going to be the colors you're going to get. But also I try to tie in the pattern as well. So like for dragon fruit, I went for like sharp, kind of triangular or like geometric prints, as well as those really bright magentas and bright greens.
Yeah, these are definitely colors I really like.
I know. And it was funny. Yeah. So this is one that I knew Yvette was going to really like. Jen saw it in the store, or she came to help, pack shipments and stuff. And she saw it and she was like, I'm going to take this. So she really liked it too. And like I said, it's one of my favorites. So let me see if I can hold it up for you. That's the tricky part. So here we go. So each bundle is 7 pieces. So it's either 7 fat quarters or 7 half yards. You get to choose which one you want. And so we're offering both as well, if we can. I know there's at least one that I only have fat quarters left. But if we can, we have both available on the website. And I just want to show you this one more time. So if you think of that picture with like the bright pinks and the greens, obviously, as you can see here, we picked up on those bright pinks and greens as well. But so this one's called Pixie Dust. This one gives you, with that like sharp star print or whatever it is, that kind of made me think of like I don't know what those, what are those?
I don't know what those things, I think they're leaves.
Okay, leaves, spikes, whatever those spiky things are. This kind of reminded me of that. And this one too, this one is Marquis Rose, I think I want to say. And this one is just, see if I can get good light there. Again, that kind of spiky geometric print also reminded me of the dragon fruit, as well as having the pink and the bright green together in one print. And then this is another one. This color is just, it is so rich.
I think that's one of those colors that doesn't look great on the internet.
That could be. It almost looks like it's on fire or something.
Yeah, and it's not red, right?
It's magenta. I mean, it's
not red.
Reddish magenta.
No, it looks red.
Yeah, I would consider this also magenta, and it is, right. Yes, it's much redder. But it does have, pink in there, and I wouldn't say it's red in real life.
Yeah.
I would say it's magenta. but it's just so saturated and deep. And I love that little texture in there that's like almost not I mean, it's more prominent in person than it is on camera. But it's not too distracting. It's just enough to not be a solid and not be boring, but just so rich.
And this, I think, is a good example of how the pictures translate into bundles, right? Yeah. So if the picture has a coffee cup on it, that doesn't mean the fabric will have a coffee cup on it, but it could have a coffee cup on it, right? So in this case, none of these things have actual fruit on them.
Right.
But the shape of it, the texture of it is a reminder of the image that it was based off of.
Right. And then in some cases, it's really just about the color. So this having that bright pink and the bright green together in one print, but it is also a bias stripe, which
I think that would be a great binding.
It would. It is. Yeah, this is one of Deb Fisher's.
Oh.
From the Hot House collection, I believe. So I don't know if this is one of the ones she specifically made for binding, but it is called Boundless Bias or Bias Bound. I think it's Boundless Bias. So I have a feeling it was thought of for binding, but yes, it would make a really awesome binding.
How wide?
It's already on the bias. You don't have to do it on the bias.
How wide are those strips?
I'd say about an inch.
Cool. Yeah, maybe I need some of that fabric.
You might. And then we just have, let's see, this is a nice basic, just a geometric. This is woven in geranium. And then this is another great blender, Moonscape in chartreuse, I believe. But yeah, just it is linear, but it's subtle enough that it's not going to be distracting as a linear print. So we those were the prints.
Solids. I like the solids.
That's what I'm just going to do. Keep your pants on. So then we have the solids as well. Let me
take my pants off. They're down
here. Don't do that. Keep your pants on. Sorry, let me just fan them out real quick so that I can try to hold them up.
Yeah, I like the solids even better this month. Not every month. Sometimes the solids are kind of boring, honestly, to me. But this month, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a really nice bundle.
It is. I have to say. All right, let's see if I can hold it up here. Here we go.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we do have a little, this is a very dark brown, a warm brown, because there's those seeds in there that you can see in the picture. So that wasn't reflected in the prints necessarily, but the solid bundle needed a dark. It needed some contrast. So we've got several shades of pink, a couple shades of green, and then that nice dark contrast, which really sets off the other colors. Like if I took it away, it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
But when you put it back in, you're like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is a fun one. So again, this is the dragon fruit, the solid.
And that was October's shipment.
Right, correct. So this was last month. So this is the newest one. Just for people that are in Stash Society, the November bundles just went out this morning.
But we're not going to show them to you because it's still a surprise.
Correct. Those are not for sale on the website yet. Those are still a secret. So those are on the way. The theme was spice, just if you had forgotten. So that is on its way to you now. So I just showed you dragon fruit. I also have space, which I thought came out really good too.
I'm going to put the QR code up. So this, if you scan this, or you can also click the link that's in the description in the video, and that'll take you to all the Stash Society bundles that we've just created and put on the website so that you can order just one bundle if you like that bundle.
Right.
In either a fat quarter or a half yard for most of them. And there are quite a few that we still had available that we made available. How many did we end up having? About 20. So it's a pretty decent selection. It isn't every Stash Society bundle we've ever had, obviously.
It was that many.
Because we do sell out of the fabrics. So we can't keep selling some of them.
And there's a couple that we can only make like 2 or 4 also, because we still have some of the fabric, but not very much. Right. So if there is one you have your eye on, go ahead and get it before it sells out.
Yeah, I picked this kind of black and white. I think this was Art Deco.
Yeah, that's Art Deco. We do have that.
So I picked this one when I was making this QR code for the video, just because I really like that bundle. And it's like,
That was a good one. I love Art Deco. And that was a fun one to shop for because, this one is art gallery, Andover, paintbrush. Trying to think, there might be a Moda in there too. So it's a very varied bundle. Sometimes, I can find most of a bundle at one manufacturer. I try to mix it up so it's not just like one collection.
and actually, that's a good point too. So people do ask us like what manufacturer is in the bundle, which solid line is in the bundle. And the answer is it's a mix of all the manufacturers that we buy from.
Yes.
So they're all Quilt Shop quality, really nice stuff that we would normally buy. But it's mixed. We don't stick to one supplier.
Right, exactly. It is all mixed up depending on who has the appropriate prints or the appropriate colors of solid. This particular bundle, because it needed those really rich saturated colors, it's mostly art gallery solids.
Oh, that's interesting.
But that is not always the case. But we do carry all the colors of art gallery pure solids and Riley Blake confetti cotton solids. So I'm choosing from those entire lines. Plus we have the Tula Pink designer solids. And those don't make their way into the bundle as much, but they do.
Just because there aren't as many of those. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, there's 40, I think, 40-ish of those.
24, I think it is.
Something like that, yeah. Whereas there's over 200 of the art gallery and like 180 or something of the confetti cottons.
Sandra has been a member of Stash Society since the beginning, and she really liked the art gallery, the Art Deco one.
I don't have a sample of that one with me, unfortunately.
He's looking at the picture right there.
Yeah, but you've got the picture. So the space was the next one I wanted to show you. And this was fun. I love space. Space fabrics are cool.
You do have a thing for space fabric. You do have a thing for space fabric. It's been
I don't know why, but it's just cool.
You seem to be able to find more space fabric all the time.
It keeps coming out. I mean, it's a thing that, and also I don't like gendering things, but a lot of people do. And, it's a lot easier to find children's fabric appropriate for girls than it is to find children's fabric appropriate for boys.
Right.
If you find it important to gender your fabrics. But space is something that I think is kind of universal. And it can be for both genders, but it's definitely appropriate for boys. You can't go wrong.
Have you ever seen a space collection that was girly? That would be kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah. We had one that was like dinosaurs in space that they did, or maybe we didn't get them.
Why would dinosaurs be girly?
Well, because they had like a primary color palette, and then they had like a pink and purple palette.
Okay.
And I don't think we got the pink and purple palette.
I was thinking more like, the spaceships are wearing tutus or something.
No, I've never seen that.
Maybe we should design something.
Maybe. I'd be into that.
Okay, change.
Yes. So back to
what we're supposed
to be talking about. Okay. So space is this one.
Do any of them glow in the dark?
No, none of them glow in the dark. I wish. If I had been able to find some, I would have. But everything is cyclical. Yeah. So we've had glow in the dark space fabrics before, but at this particular time when I'm putting together this bundle, I wasn't able to find any. But so here, this fabric is Dear Stella, I think Celestial something. I'll just do them one at a time now. This is a Riley Blake, Eclipse something. This is Wyndham. This one is called Radiance in blue steel. This one is Moons in Oxford. This is another Riley Blake. This is a Ruby Star Society. This is Wise Moons, I think.
I like the faces.
They're so cute. I know. They're so cute there. They're a little sleeping. Actually, this one's awake. But it's like a nice soft blue gray with a natural. It's not a bright white, which is a nice color. And then this actually is the Moonscape print again from Dear Stella in color Moon. And then this one I really love. This one is called Kitty Litter. So it's little kitty faces and stars. Which
Okay,
are,
but why are there cats in the space collection?
because it looks like space.
Okay.
And I couldn't help it. That's why. So it's like a little sneak in there. They are
Maybe,
surrounded. I mean, it does look like space.
maybe
Like
our
there's
baby space collection should be cats wearing
cats in
tutus
space.
in space.
Sure, I can do that. Yeah. Um. Anyway, so this is space, and like I said, this could be a boy, a girl, an adult, anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have the solids for that
I
group?
do. So yeah, just one more time. That's and there is kind of a blue cast to these. And if you look back at the picture,
Oh, you want
it
me to pull
also
it up?
has a blue cast as
Let's
well. So
find the picture.
just so you're not surprised.
So space is the bottom left.
Yeah, which is a very tiny picture there. So
Oh, I can make it
blues,
bigger. Is that better?
maybe. I don't know. Yeah, well, I got the solids when you're ready.
Yeah, when you picked this, you could have gone with like grays instead, right? Because
Mhm.
there's a lot of gray in the picture.
Yes.
So that's interesting as a detail about how the picture translates to the fabric is that Andrea's still doing an interpretation of the picture, right?
Yes.
So if she had chosen to do like that picture is almost like half gray. So that bundle could have been half gray and it still would have been based on the picture, right?
Mm-hmm. It depends a lot on what I can find, to be perfectly honest, because I
And like
picked those
what
pictures
speaks to you. Yeah.
more than a year ago. So I don't know what's going to be on the market
Right.
necessarily when they come out. So yeah, so sometimes I give myself a challenge that I didn't realize I was giving myself.
Yeah.
So these are the solids that went with that. So there is a black, but then a navy, and then as you can see, they get kind of grayed out. This one's like a bluey, well, that one's actually a bluey gray, and then like a gray. So it does work with these fabrics.
Yeah, that looks good together. And
But
that's
it's more interesting
thing.
than just a black to gray range. I
Right.
think having the blue in there just gives it more interest.
Right. And to be clear, in case it wasn't obvious, the solid will always coordinate with the print bundle.
Yes.
And then we haven't talked about the blender bundles yet, but we do have a third category of bundle for Stash Society, which is blenders. And they coordinate, but they're not exactly the same every month.
Right. And those we only have a couple left. So I think there's a black, boysenberry, robin's egg, and dove. So like a gray.
Yeah. So for those of you watching at home, you could theoretically get, I don't know, the half yard bundle of the solids and then the fat quarter bundle of the prints, and you put it together, you probably have enough to make a quilt.
Right.
I mean,
yes.
So the size.
Right. So even, if you got all three as fat quarters, that's 21 fat quarters. So you could definitely get something out of that for sure. Yeah. And every once in a while, we'd also slip in a pattern. The sea glass one in June, I think, came with a pattern. The indigo one came with a pattern.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So when you get your stash shipment, there will be a pattern in it as well.
But it's not coming if you just buy a loose.
That is correct. Bundle. That's correct. Yes. If you're buying one of these bundles now,
yeah.
you will not get the free pattern. And then the other one I have is Cupcake, which was August, I think. Yeah, that one was August. And so this one is, I hate to say it, but it's girly.
Well, it's pastels, kind of.
Yeah, it's pastels and like sweet. So.
And it was based on cupcakes, like.
Yes, sweet. Pictures of cupcakes. Yeah. Instead of, fairies and unicorns, which would be similar colors, trying to make it a little less girly, I guess.
Did you try to make it less girly?
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about gender again. But I'm not really a girly girl either. So that also, skews my view a little bit here.
Has says cupcake to me. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. It says sweets. It says, and here we've got these cute little multicolor stars. Can't go wrong. And then the gingham, can't go wrong with a gingham. the swizzle sticks, or yeah, sorry, straws
Yeah.
from the sugar cone collection to give,
So
you know, a
that's when
little.
you get your milkshake to go with your cupcakes.
Exactly. Yep. And then just little cute little pink bubbles and some letters here. This one's hard to tell, but they're actually letters jammed together. And then a big dot and a nice like watercolor kind of checkerboard there. So those are the cupcake prints, and then the solids are basically the same thing. Just fanning them out here real quick. So again, we have, you know, the pastels, the pink,
Ooh.
purple, aqua, yellow. So they'll go very
What
nicely.
if you were going to make those a quilt with those colors? Would you put a white as your like sashing? Do you think?
Probably. Sorry, that's so yeah, so you can see that those, even though you can't see every single print, you can see that
Yeah.
they coordinate very well together. Yeah, I probably would put a white just because I think if it was like an off-white, it would probably like look kind of dirty.
Yeah, and I think if you went with gray, it would look
Then
washed
it, yeah,
out,
I don't think that
right?
would look good.
And you can't
And
really
all,
put black, I don't think.
no, I wouldn't put black. And all three of these prints have white in them. So I think going with white would probably be your
That
best
makes
bet.
sense.
And then the last one I was going to show you was the one that
Sure.
Yvette mentioned, the coffee one.
Can you go back to that solid bundle? Was there an aqua in the solid bundle?
Yes. Yeah, so there's two pinks, two purples, one aqua, and two yellows.
So what if your sashing was like a pale aqua?
Oh, it could be for sure.
I think that would work.
Yeah, that
Or
would
you
be
could
that would be
like
really
double down
pretty.
on the girly and go pale pink.
Yes. I mean, so this would be the palest pink
Yep.
in this bundle. And that's the pale purple. And then the pale yellow, which in this light, I can't even see that.
Would that work for the sashing with the yellow?
It would depend on how you arranged it. I'm not really sure, not having a pattern in mind. But you, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you could. I think the aqua would work for sure. And
I'm
then
designing a quilt in my head.
okay, yeah, the last one is the coffee break, and this is an old one. This one's from January, so it's kind of surprising that we still have these. But so this would Yvette brings this one up all the time, that if the picture has a cup of coffee in it, the fabric won't have a cup of coffee in it.
Not usually,
but it actually does in this case.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they don't always by any stretch of the imagination, but it just worked in this case. So let me fan these guys out.
Do you want me to show the picture? Because I think when you think
Sure.
coffee, you don't think of green.
Sure. Yeah, let me do that this way.
So this was the picture up here on the left.
Yeah, so it does have that green plate and the cookies. But just again, and when I am choosing the pictures, I am conscious of the color palette that I'm choosing. And if you think coffee, that's just brown, but that's boring. So having another color to work in with it is going to make everything more interesting. And I thought that was a nice muted green, went really well with those browns and wasn't your typical kind of color palette.
You wouldn't normally think of putting that color with brown, but yeah.
Right. But yeah, so this is how that one ended up. So we do actually have coffee cups. And we do have coffee beans.
They don't even look like coffee cups, really.
Those right. That's kind of the thing. Like it is sort of abstract. It's not
like
as
a top-down view, right?
Right. Exactly. So if somebody, if you weren't told that those were coffee cups, you might not even notice. And once you cut it up,
right,
you might not notice. And then this one is coffee beans, and then are these little wafer cookies.
Oh, right.
That I thought were so cool. And then just like a grid texture, some little dots. Another grid or plaid, and then Spectra Static in mint chocolate chip, I think it's called. But yeah, this green, Sandra also liked this green. It's like it's not really a sea green, kind of like a
Like
sage, like a
matcha,
muted sage.
kind of like matcha, the color
I
that
wouldn't
matcha.
say it's
No.
that acidic. It's like it's a muted, subdued green. And yeah, you can kind of tell there. But yeah, so it's like a relaxing kind of palette
Is
meant
it kind of like
to
a succulent green?
maybe.
Remember we had that whole thing about what color a succulent is?
Yeah, but yeah, and then the chartreuse argument as well. What color is chartreuse?
This is a
Oh,
conversation we have a lot for everyone
yeah,
watching. Like we might talk about what color a color is for like 20 minutes.
it's
It's
possible.
been
Yeah.
known to happen.
Yeah, so that I think that was the last one that I have to show you,
Okay.
but
You
we
want me to show
as
the picture on the
sure.
website? Okay. So if you do scan the QR code or you click the link that's in the description, it'll take you to the category on our website that has all of these Stash Society bundles that we just made available today. So here's that first one that I had in the picture, the Art Deco prints, and then the coordinating Art Deco solids. This is an example of one of the Blender bundles. What month was this Boysenberry from? Do you remember?
March.
March. And what was the print in March?
It was text.
Text. Is that in here?
No.
No, we're out of that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. February and March we don't have.
okay. And then here's Coffee Break, which we just looked at, and Cupcake we looked at in real life. Well, real life.
Indigo was another really good one. That yeah, I mean I'm a blue person, so I love that one, but that was a good one too.
Right. So this was Delph and the Delph solids, and then the blenders that month was Indigo, right?
Yes, sorry, I forgot, and we're out of too many of the Indigo
Right.
blenders.
So it's not on here.
They were good too, though.
I believe you. I thought this one was really surprising because when you think of desert, you don't think of such saturated colors. So this was a more colorful concept of desert than your standard idea of what a desert is. And I think it was really successful.
It was very pretty. And again, the picture does have greens and a blue sky
Right.
and, red or orangish clay. So it is still very much in keeping with the picture.
Yeah. Did you want me to show? Did we have that picture in this year or was that from last year?
No, it was this year.
Oh, yeah. So I could show that picture real quick so that you can see this is what the original picture was.
Yeah. So it's very orangey, corally. With that blue-gray sky and then the green plants.
Yep. So the fact that the bundles are, whoops, did I just click that? Yeah, that's not what I meant to click. Hold on. Okay, that's what I was trying to click. So these are more saturated colors, but it really does represent the picture that was used as the inspo. What month was Dove Blenders from?
Space, I think. It's right there.
Was it Space? Here's Space.
Yeah, it was Space.
And then here's the blenders for that month. So you can see that she picked one of the colors that was included in Space and made that whole blender bundle go in that category. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have like black in it, for example, or white, but it still coordinates back.
Right.
And here's dragon fruit, which we just looked at, and dragon fruit solids. What was the blender this month? Last month?
Lime.
Is that not here either?
No.
Oh, okay, so we don't have that one.
Onyx was from the Art Deco.
Oh, Onyx went with Art Deco. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one coordinated back to these two.
Mm-hmm. And it had some gold, metallic gold in it too, which the Art Deco stuff did as well. So that kind of tied together.
Makes sense.
Which was just a happy accident, really, but worked out well.
And then Robin's Egg and Sea Glass went together, right?
No, Sea Glass went with Cupcake.
Oh,
Chartreuse went with Sea Glass.
So that's interesting because this still would work.
It would. You are correct. But I was trying to not be too matchy so that you could use them all together and not be overwhelmed by a single color.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then Sea Glass
I don't have chartreuse either.
And sea glass. Sorry, say that again.
I don't have the chartreuse that went with sea glass.
I don't have the chartreuse that went with sea glass. I don't
The blender
understand.
bundle.
Oh, for the blender bundle. Yeah. That's fine. So this was another month sea glass and the solids that went with it. In this case, the solids are a little what?
That one was pretty too. I mean, I think they're all pretty bad.
Well, you did pick them, so I hope you think they're pretty. And then space we already looked at, and then teak blenders went with desert, right?
Yes, correct.
So this is whatever month we did desert, this was the blenders. One of the colors in the desert group got expanded, and all the blenders went together for that. So this is the first time we're doing this. Until now, if you wanted any of the Stash Society bundles, you had to actually be a member of Stash Society. But we have had people ask, especially when they see on social media a member posting like a unboxing video, or like maybe they made a quote with one of the bundles or whatever, and they'll ask us, can I buy just that bundle? And we kind of got sick of saying no. So we decided, yes, the answer is yes now.
If we still have it, why not?
Exactly. Oh, look,
you can buy yardage of most of these fabrics as well, just so you know.
Somebody did our quota pattern, which is behind Andrea, and they did it in desert colors. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I might have. I'll have to go look at the feed and see.
And Sandra saying she'd really like sea glass in the pattern that went with sea glass.
Yes, I remember that you actually made the quilt. I never know when I send out these free patterns. It's like, is anybody really going to make this? But you actually did, and I love that you put up a picture so that I knew that you made it.
So let's real quick talk about Stash Society, the membership. Since we've been talking about the bundles that came with it, you all now kind of see the concept. There's inspiration pictures for each month, and when you sign up, usually we have like a year out. Although right now it's November and we only have through December at the moment. We will eventually have
working on it.
So in general, you have like a vague idea of what you're going to get every month. But the idea is to have a lovely surprise package of fabric in the mail that is pre-coordinated for you. So like in other clubs that you might sign up with, like there's Kona clubs or like, I don't know, blender clubs, and you just get like every color of Kona or every color of grunge or whatever. And that's cool for your stash, but not necessarily to be put together into a project. So the idea with Stash Society was, I mean, you can just stick them in your stash and reach for them whenever you need, but also they are pre-coordinated for you. So if it might spark an idea, it might be the perfect match for whatever project you have in mind. So if you scan this QR code, and this link is also in the description of the video underneath, this is all the information on actually Stash Society, and you can sign up for the solids, the prints, the blenders, fat quarters, or half yards, and any combination of those things. You can also gift Stash Society to someone else. So if you're a regular member, you would pay monthly. And you can suspend anytime you want. You can change your address. You can change your mix, like go from fat quarters to half yards back to fat quarters. It's pretty easy to manage it yourself. You just log into your account, you go to your management screen. But this makes a fabulous gift for somebody. You can pick a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription and put your recipient's information in at checkout, and we will mail them those bundles every month. And you prepay for those instead of paying every month. You pay up front for that much.
Yeah, and then they get a nice surprise every month, which is pretty sweet. Most of us don't get good stuff in the mail anymore.
I mean, I don't even check my mail regularly anymore. I check my mail like once every other week, because
at least the election's over and I'm not getting mail, 5 mailers a day.
Not quite as much trash in the mail right now.
Yeah, now it's just, replacement windows or whatever.
Sharon just said, stop tempting me to buy more. I'm like, no, that's literally why we're here.
That's my job.
Yep. So if you're interested in Stash Society, you can scan the QR code, or you can click the link in the bottom. And
to tease you, next month, December, is succulents.
Oh, right.
And I have no idea what it's going to be. I haven't even started looking yet. So
you mean
usually I give myself,
you know exactly what it's going to be, and
I don't this time. Yeah, normally I plan ahead, but this time has gotten away from me lately.
It's a
So
really pretty picture of the
I
subject.
know. I'm looking forward, yeah, those greens, but with a little bit of purple in there.
Yeah,
If
and
we
you're going to
get-
have to work hard to make it different from sea glass because it's kind of similar.
Oh, it'll be different. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you were worried about ice and
Yeah,
something
I
else
remember.
last time too, and I was like,
Yep.
not a problem. I got this.
Yeah. There's just so many blues too, right? Yeah.
That's also true. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything? Oh, we were gonna.
One piece of housekeeping is for the Zoo Family Block of the Month people. If I think we told you last week, and we've definitely sent emails and put notices up, but we sent you the wrong pink in the last shipment.
In October.
The medium pink. I should be more specific because there's more than one pink. Oh, it's Sharon, the spice pick. Oh, the pick. Right. That's right. You haven't gotten the bundle yet.
It's in the mail.
For some reason, I was like, oh, she got the bundle, but no, it just went out today.
No. It'll be there soon, Sharon.
Yes, it will be there soon. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, right. Zoo Family. So we sent the wrong medium pink in the October shipments. We are waiting for the manufacturer.
Sent us the wrong pink.
They sent us the wrong pink labeled as the right pink.
Yeah.
And it didn't occur to me to check because it's supposed to be the name it says it is.
Usually we don't compare the thing we receive with the label that is on it.
Yeah, if it says it's
we need to
pink,
start doing that.
Usually I trust that it is super pink.
I mean, every once in a while we get that problem and the thing says pink and it's actually purple. And then you're like, okay, now I really need to check. But this was it was still pink. It was
super pink versus sugar pink.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're still waiting for the replacement fabric. We don't have any super pink right now. Right. So we're waiting for the replacement bolt to come in. And as soon as it does, we will add that to the November shipments and ship you the November shipments. So they're going to be a little bit late this month, but we're working on it. They're ready to go as soon as the pink gets here.
Right. We just are going to stick the pink in.
Exactly. So we're apologize again about this mistake, but we are working on getting that to you as soon as possible. So sit tight. It is coming.
Anything else that we need to mention?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, those of you who've registered for the retreat this weekend, we are all set. I sent an email out this morning, or was that yesterday? One of those two. I sent an email out with the link to the retreat space in the community so that you can pre-watch the videos and get ready if you want. And the fun starts on Friday afternoon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to get some sewing done this weekend.
That's right.
And those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we will be announcing our next retreat this weekend, so stay tuned. Maybe you can come to the next one. The next one is in January.
Yes. With the perfect time for a sewing retreat in your house.
Oh, yeah, when you don't want to leave the apartment. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's everything we were going to talk about today.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday. We will be back next week at the same time, same place, Tuesday at 6:30, right here on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching. Please do us a favor and click like on this video. If you're not following us on Facebook or YouTube, whichever one you're watching, click the follow. It really helps us out, and we appreciate you, and we will see you next week.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye.